excuse me if I seem a little disheveled. But I was straightening up and stuff, and then I put on Chasing Atlanta because Chasing Atlanta, damn. I put on Chasing LA because I didn't watch it last night. And I had it on, and while I was in the middle of doing what I was doing, I was multitasking and taking notes and so on and so forth. And Lord Jesus, like D. Hawkins, listen, look. Listen, I really do like D. Hawkins, but D. Hawkins, you always seem to find a consistent way to end up either one of El Teddy's thumbnails, shout out to El Teddy, or my backdrop. Like, I really do like D. Hawkins, y'all. I really do. Like, he has such an amazing spirit. Like, he is somebody that I would, if I was ever in LA, hey girl, what you up to? Like, I'm in town, sis, what's tea? You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Listen, look, I don't wear makeup, so maybe the whole cadaver look is in. So maybe you right on trend and I'm just taking you for granted, you know? But I mean, if cremation was a makeup palette, like, you know, but I love me some D. Hawkins, and that's just where that's at. So, girl, this is Chasing LA. I love you, D. Hawkins. It's just shade. You know, it's jokes and gags. It's cackles. Chasing LA, Season 1, Episode 4. What was it called? Respect My Name. So, it really wasn't much to the episode, and it was a whole hour. I'm just going to be honest. So, Jayla and Alicia, we see them come back after they made up, which is really good. I'm really glad that the both of you all decided to make up with each other because, like I said beforehand, y'all didn't have an issue with one another. Y'all didn't know each other to have an issue in the first. So it really wasn't anything that y'all couldn't get over because there really was nothing for y'all to get over because y'all didn't know each other to have a damn issue to where it had to be so deep to where neither one of y'all could be around each other. But we're going to move on. So Andre and Jayla decide to move forward, I assume. I suppose. So then Jayla tells D. Hawkins that she finna take I'm so sorry, Jayla. Please don't take no offense to what I just did. Charge that to my head and not my heart, because I honestly meant no harm or no shade about that. She was finna take Jeremy away from him. And then Jeremy came up in his confessionals talking about something. He's single. No, you not. No, you not. No, you not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not, Jeremy. Jerry Bear, you was all man. Okay, don't get fucked up getting out here telling these people that you single when you not single. You not single. You got me and your 3 kids up in here. Okay, you ain't you're not about to do that. Everything on you belongs to me. From your pits to your toe jam to your damn belly button length, all of it belongs to me. All right, let's make that very clear. Anyway. Shout out to Jeremy. So Jeremy brings up the cokehead comment after everybody already told him that it wasn't towards him. And then things started to get out of control. Listen, Andre, I want to like you because, like I said, none of y'all did anything to me so deep to the point where I'm just going to skull drag y'all. But Andre, you make it really hard for somebody to stay on your side because, listen, they done already told you that comment had nothing to do with you. It was not geared towards you. The person that it was geared towards spoke up on it. It's been addressed. She apologized for it. She said she was wrong for it, and it was over with. To me, it's almost like you just, you wanted to put 20 on 10 so bad. And Andre, what I'm not liking is, and this is the thing. After that scene, we saw you working, and congratulations on you coming up on your 1 year anniversary of your business, and you were shooting a commercial, and you did a damn good commercial. And I'm kind of here for your fashions. There's really no shade. Like, you got a big guitar section, you got a plus section. I wear a 2X. I love a shirt. Hit me up in my DMs. We'll talk. But the point I want to make to you, Andre, is this. People would like your product, but because they don't fuck with your personality and your pettiness, they not gonna fuck with your business or your brand. You understand what I'm saying? So this is my motherly advice to you. Cut it out. The pettiness, the cattiness, the trying to make situations about you and trying to create a problem where there really is not one is petty. And people just don't want to deal with that, and they don't want that type of aura around them. And I really want you to be cognizant of that, because you have a real business. You say you work it, and I believe every word of it. I believe everybody that you said you worked with. I believe everything you said that you done. But if you want to keep it that way, I hope you listen to me good, daughter. You really need to fix that. Fix that. I'm telling you. Anyway, so King Fly King Guy, shout out to Fly King Guy. He hit me up in my comments on my last video. Shout out to you. He was working for a commercial for his body butter, honey. And he invited D Hawkins to come round on through. So then Fly King Guy asks about other folks in the group. And then he starts throwing shade at some of the people. And see, Andre, listen. This was my point to you in my last video about why it's always important for you to allow people to be around other people and formulate their own opinions about them versus you sitting down, running down on everybody to him. That now he's sitting up with D Hawkins and he's throwing shade at hoes that he don't even know like that. Now, was it immature for him sitting there doing that? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you kind of gave him the ammo and the ammunition and created the space for him to feel like that he could just come around and just say whatever he want to say, even though he don't know none of them damn people. Child. Moving on. So Imani Van Zap's assessment of last week's episode, listen, she was a lot nicer than she was in the other ones. I give her that much. But again, I really did not disagree with nothing that she said. Even on down to Fran, I love you, and I'm glad to see you this episode, but I do want to see more of you, and she's absolutely right. You can sing. We should be seeing that. I want to see more of that. Alicia, the same thing for you, daughter. What are you chasing? I'm starting to grow to you, Alicia. I really am. I'm starting to really like you a lot, but I do want to know what the hell you chasing. You've yet to really explain that to everybody. Now, maybe you did and I missed it. But just refresh me, We just gonna leave it at that. Lord, dear God, everybody. Lord, when she talked about Fly King Guy and his Steve Harvey suits, I cackled. That was a cackling moment. Shout out to Imani. So then D Hawkins invites some of the cast down to his studio session. And like I said, Fran came in this scene, and it was really good to see you, Fran. Shout out to you. So D Hawkins tells Jayla and Fran about his conversation with Fly King Guy. You know what, D Hawkins? You know what you remind me a lot of Carly Red and Candy Burris and Sheree Whitfield. The Bone Collectors. You're Vershandia. Because see, the way you went about the conversation, for me, D Hawkins, a lot of what you said didn't have to be said. I'ma just leave it at that. A lot of what you said, it didn't have to be said, especially when you had Jayla sitting there, throwing her small little pieces of shade in, and then turning around saying that, well, I've never met the person. I've never seen the person. I've never been around the person. I'll take it. So then King Payne shows up. Shout out to King Payne. And he invites some of the group down to his lunch party. And King Payne and D Hawkins come to an understanding. And I appreciated the understanding. And the understanding is, if ever you're around anybody else and you hear and they come to you with something that I supposedly said about you, hit me up. FaceTime me. Google Duo me if you a Samsung girl like me. Like Toucan and a string me. Do something. Let me know that somebody is going to you saying that I done said whatever, and I want you to come to me. Don't go to nobody else and hooping and hopping or whatever. Come to me. I felt like that was real grown lady like, and I was here for that. The rest of that conversation, it was a no for me, dog. So then Jayla and Alicia go out for girls' day. This was the realest scene out of this entire episode. I really loved seeing both of these trans women come together and connect and be friends and look at each other as sisters and support one another and take each other back. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you, Alicia. I had no idea that happened to you, and then it was big because we saw that it ended up on the news. So, I'm really sorry that you had to go through that. I know that had to be traumatizing for you. And I really hope you're taking the proper steps to get over that, like going to talk to somebody. Shout out to you, Alicia, for having the vulnerability enough to say, hey, listen, I got jumped not too long ago by real fish down at the damn pool, and they didn't even know that I was a whole man out here. You understand me? So it's like, I felt for them in that moment, because it is sad because these are two instances where both of these women was just sitting around minding their business, not bothering nobody, not, what I'm saying, dibbling and dabbling and hooping and hollering like some of the other trans girls would do, the real extra ones that just do too much. Like, it's just sad that they're just sitting around, walking along, trying to go home, sitting around, trying to cackle and kiki down to the poolside, and they can't even do that in peace without people coming to fuck with them. But see, if you know, like I know, you'll keep you a piece of steel with you. See, as long as you got that piece of steel with you, you gonna have peace. You understand what I'm saying? Now I ain't saying go out here and be no mass murderer or nothing like that, but it's always important and vitally important for you to protect yourself. So shout out to y'all two ladies for coming together, and I really hope it stays like this between y'all. Y'all are the only two trans women up here on this show, and y'all should be representing each other. Y'all really should. Y'all should be lifting each other up. Period. Because whether y'all like it or not, because y'all are on this show, y'all have a social responsibility to do so. And I really hope y'all do right by it. But y'all, that's all I got. And I ain't got no more to give you. Episode was okay. It was okay. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Let's just see what next week gives. And till next time, I'll let y'all later. Bye.
What you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business.